Hello again. This is Dragonesque4 coming at you. And welcome to all my ninja and samurai wannabes. Okay, today's topic, we're going to teach you how to make a floor target, okay? And this little target I'm about to show you how to make is great for areas that are limited in space. You know, it's a nice little floor target that you could set up on the floor. And so if you're limited or you can't make yourself a large target, this is a good little exception, and it's good for like smaller throwing things like spikes or possibly throwing stars, whatever. And before I show it to you, just want to make a disclaimer: don't do throwing around animals or people. You know, use your discretion. If you get in trouble for doing it, you get in trouble. And I'm just telling you how to make the target, okay? And I'm going to show it to you right now. Here it is here. And as you can see, it's a little chewed up because I use it quite a bit. But it's a nice little floor target here. And I'll tell you how to make it. All right. Now, to make this, you're going to need two cut pieces of wood, which you could usually get it already pre-cut at like places like Menards or Home Depot and other places. They usually have these pre-cut squares of wood, which are 24 inches square. And, you know, if they don't have them, you probably could get somebody to cut it for you at the store. You know, they usually will do cuts for you if they don't have them pre-cut. But usually they're pre-cut. And there's two different sizes. I made mine with a thicker piece on the backs for the backing board, and then a thinner layer on the front for the surface board. I drilled holes in the corners, all four corners, and bolted the two pieces together, so that way when it gets chewed up, you know, enough that you could switch it to the front panel to the other side, or you could just switch it out entirely if you have to, and that way you don't have to keep constructing this back piece. And I recommend like about a 1/4-inch bolts. You know, the length is up to you. And then I recommend also washers, behind the nut of the bolts on both sides, so that way it don't pull through. You don't want to use like bolts that are thinner than this because of the fact that the stress of it might bend. Okay, now on this side, we have a top bar that comes out and a bottom bar that comes out. They're on hinges. And let me see if I could get a close-up of the hinge. Okay, so they're on a hinge. The top bar is made so I put pre-drilled holes, and then put the eyelets, these little metal eyelets, on both sides. In the middle of this is square banister stock, and then I put it at the end part here. I took a piece of chain, put it on this middle piece here, and then attach it to, about the middle point of the back end of this board, and then I squeezed it down with a pliers so that way it's not going to come loose. And this will make it so your angle, you'll have a proper angle when you set this up. Now this bottom piece, again, is hinged. Both of these are hinged. The top one is about 1.5 inches away from the top of the board attached to the hinge, and you're going to have to screw these hinges into both the board and the back end of the banister stock, both on the top and bottom. The bottom one is about 2.5 inches up from the bottom. So what you do is you're going to set it up like this. This will come forward like this in front of it, and then I have a little piece of chain on this bottom one, the bottom banister stock, that, again, I squooshed the eyelets, and I have eyelets on both sides of these, and I squished it down around the chain so it doesn't come off. So when you swing this part forward, you could attach, put this chain on here on these eyelets that are open. I didn't squish all 4 of them. I just squished them 2. Okay, and then it gives you an angle. So it gives you like a little bit of an angle, as you can see. You know, so like that. And which gives you like a perfect angle for when you're doing a targeting onto a you know, so you don't have to like try to bend down to get to it in order to throw your whatever you're throwing. The top bar here reaches to, it's about from the top, like I said, it's 1.5 inches from the top, and the length of it is almost to the bottom, but not quite. So it's about, maybe 4 or 5 inches up from the bottom. Now this one here, the smaller of the two, is about half the length of this one here. And like I said, you know, and even with these little bars, you know, that I left them on, my bolts stick out a little bit. That also helps. So if you don't want to actually go to the trouble, which isn't that much trouble to set it up, you could just lean this up against the wall too, like that, and it'll still work. And that's how you make a nice little floor target for yourself. And hopefully you enjoyed that. And target safe. Bye.